In Total Money now, it is a common practice for homeowners to refinance their loans, but what about vehicles? There are some issues to consider before you decide to go ahead with it. Joining us now to discuss whether it might be the right move for you is John Paradise from Town & Country Federal Credit Union. John, thanks for coming in today.
Always a pleasure, Megan.
So what are some of the benefits?
Well, a lot of people say, I love my car, but I don't love my auto loan. Well, you can fix it. I think sometimes people feel like they're stuck in it, no pun intended, but one of the benefits is you can end up getting a better rate, especially if over the course of 6 to 12 months you've paid your bills on time, you've raised your credit score maybe a little bit. You can lower it up to 1 or 2%, and that can pay you a lot of money in the long run by saving a lot of money on interest.
Yeah, and those interest rates, they're still a little bit high, but depending on when you got the loan, they may have come down slightly.
They may have come down slightly. Ask about rate matches. A lot of times you get at the dealership and you're so caught up in buying it or wherever you buy it, and you end up financing through that entity. A lot of times that's not as great a deal. So you can refinance it that way. So, I think people are so often caught up again into, well, I've got my auto loan and that's it. Another benefit of that is you can end up lowering your payments. It may, in the long run, make you pay a little bit more, but it can free up some money, especially to cover, higher interest debts and bills. And that can end up, saving you money as well. I think one thing that I do want to mention is there's equity in your car. And a lot of times people forget that. There are some nuances to consider and, talk to your lender and, about should I do this or should I not? But a lot of times you can use that money to pay off higher interest debts as well. And, you're getting the equity out of your car just like you're getting it out of your house. And again, there are a lot of benefits to consider. But I think the biggest thing is look at what your rate is, look at what your credit score is. Has it improved enough to get a better rate? And if it has, it'll probably save you money in the long run.
Yeah, that would be another factor to consider. If your credit has gone up, you might be able to get a better rate.
And a lot of times, it has gone up, especially if you paid your bills on time, you've been very reliable. In 3 months, it's not going to change. But 6 to 12 months, that's a window to definitely consider depending on the life of your auto loan.
Yeah, and most people have loans that are quite a few years.
Yeah,
in fact.
60 months, 72 months, even 48 months. There are some benefits to consider, and I think people need to look at it and identify their situation. But oftentimes you can save money by refinancing your car.
And possibly pay the loan off sooner.
Absolutely. That's always the best thing.
Yeah.
Especially if your income's gone up. Maybe you've gotten a raise recently, maybe a tax return. It might be a good time to do that as well. Of course, you're going to save money in the long run.
All right. John Paradise from Town & Country Federal Credit Union.
Drive happy.
Yes, always, always. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you, Megan.
Now here's a look at what else is coming up.